Good day, grade 12 students. Welcome back to our English for academic and professional purposes class. So last time, you learned that every paper you write should have a central idea, known as the thesis statement. So together with the thesis statement, the outline is a helpful tool for organizing your work. So today, we are going to continue our lesson all about planning essays and presentation. So here are the objectives that you should attain after our discussion. Identify some strategies and steps in planning essays and presentations. Identify the guidelines for organizing reference lists using APA format. Summarize the main points of a given essay. And lastly, construct and present an essay with the chosen topic. So now, let us discuss all about APA format citation guide. Preparing notes will help you expand the points in your essay. So the System of American Psychological Association, or known as the APA, is used in preparing a list of references. So the following are guidelines for organizing your reference list. First, entries should be arranged alphabetically with the surname of the authors as points of reference. And next, the hanging indent format should be observed when writing entries. The following are example entries for books, periodicals, and online sources. So for books, we use the general format. The author's surname, comma, initials. The year of publication is enclosed by parentheses, period. Title of work is set in italics, period. Place of publication, colon, and then the publisher, period. So here is an example of a single authored book, Rojas A, 2020, Online Learning, Nueva Vizcaya, Moy Publishing House. Books with two authors, you may just simply use the ampersand between the author's name. For example, Albatesh M. and Valdez N. 2020, Academic Writing for Senior High School Students, Quezon City STEM Press. So don't forget to use the punctuation marks. So for books with an editor, if an entire edited book with authored chapters is cited, the editor is listed as the author with the abbreviation ED enclosed in parentheses after his or her name. For example, Quinto K. ED, 2020 How to Conduct Research, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, Karayag Publishing House. And lastly, for books with no author, you may just simply state the title of work set in italics, period, followed by the year of publication enclosed in parentheses, period, the place of publication, colon, and the publisher, period. For example, Independence and Responsibility, 2010, Santiago City North Publishers. So here is the general format for citing periodicals. Author's surname, comma, initials. The year of publication should be enclosed by parentheses, period. Title of the article, period. Title of the periodical set in italics, comma, volume. Include the issue numbers enclosed in parentheses, comma, and the page numbers, period. For example, Valdez G. 2010, Philippine Perspective on Environmental Politics, Journal of the New World Politics, Volume Number 8, Issue Number 7, pages 25 to 32. For citing works from magazines, just add the month of publication together with its year enclosed in parentheses. For example, Morbi, 2001, August, Fashion for the New Decade, Fashion Manila, Volume 35, Issue Number 2, and page 77. For citing works in newspapers, the entries are as follows. The author's surname, comma, initial, period. The year, month, and date of publication should be enclosed in parentheses, period. The title of the article, period. The title of the newspaper set in italics, comma, and then the page number. For example, Severino P., 2013, October 23, Creating Possibilities for Muslim Mindanao, The Metro Monitor, page A17. For the online sources, here's the general format. The author or institution, period. Date of retrieval should be enclosed in parentheses, period. Title of work set in italics, period, and retrieved from the website. So here is an example below. Greenworks, May 4, 2014, Methods of Extraction of Minerals retrieved from the website. With the preliminary components for your essay, you may begin writing it. The succeeding sections describe the different parts of the essay. So remember that a formal essay is consist of three parts: the introduction, body, and conclusion. So writing an essay can seem like a phasing task, especially if you need to get the essay done efficiently. So a good essay should develop an argument and it should be topic focused. As discussed last time, to write an essay efficiently, start through outlining to be organized during the writing process. So the introduction is also known as the opening statement or often called as the hook. You need to interest your readers in your topic so that they will continue reading. Offer a surprising statistic, an interesting quote, or use a rhetorical question that places your readers in different situations in order to get them think about your topic. So it is composed of the background information which includes the questions who, what, why, when, where, and how, the thesis statement, and the scope. So it has three parts: the opening statement, supporting sentences, and the thesis statement. So remember to relate your introduction to the question or topic. Introduction also provides the reader with a roadmap of the essay in a logical order. It explains how you will defend your thesis. This gives your readers a general sense of how you will organize the points that follow throughout the essay. At the end, there should be what is called a thesis statement, arguably the most important component of the introduction. So you are telling your reader that what you think are the most important points which need to be addressed in your essay. So the thesis establishes the key foundation for your essay. Writing the body of your essay, include the evidence and support of the paper in addition to the author's ideas. Paragraphs must include the topic sentence which relates the discussion of the thesis statement. Ensure that transition sentences are present to create a good flow of the essay. Include substantial examples and evidences to support your argument, and remember to cite. And lastly, make sure each example is relevant to your topic. So work together with the other body paragraphs to support your essay's main idea. And to create a cohesive paper, remember to apply the aspects of academic writing. The conclusion is the end of the essay. It is a short paragraph about 3 sentences. It often has the same idea as the introduction, only in different words. It also invites the reader to take a specific course of action with regard to the points that the essay presented. So it summarizes the points of the essay. Likewise, it is a strategic section for the writer to restate the thesis for readers, to recall the purpose and the scope of the essay. This section should wrap all of your arguments and points. Restate the main arguments in a simplified manner and ensure that the reader is left with something to think about, particularly if it is an argumentative essay. So you should focus on restating the main idea, not in introducing new ideas or stating the weakness of your essay. After writing, the next process is to polish it. So compare the essay to your outline. So refer back to your outline and make sure that the body paragraphs hit all your supporting points. Read the essay over for flow and organization. So check if your sentences make sense and are easy to read. Proofread the essay for grammatical errors. So check your spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So now let's proceed to essay presentation. So here are the things that you should remember before presentation. Familiarize yourself with the mechanics of the essay, for example, the time limit, the equipments, and the audience. So it is very important for you to prepare. So did you prepare an outline? Will you be using PowerPoint? Are the texts readable? Rehearse your presentation. So were you able to express your points clearly? Select appropriate attire for your presentation. So do your clothes fit the formality of the event? During presentation, focus on the points you rehearsed, referring to your outline. Elaborate, add interesting ideas in your presentation that came across while writing the paper. Establish eye contact. It is good to look at the audience from time to time, perhaps at their foreheads. And most importantly, start and finish strong. After presentation, thank the audience. Showing gratitude is a good way of connecting with them. Refer to your work. Questions are likely to be asked, and therefore, keep the discussions focused. So that is all about our lesson for today. Have a great learning day, Mirians. If you have questions, please email me at moy.ytimbreza@gmail.com.